let's do that. Okay, so we're almost live, folks. Um, should be fun. Find out what happens here today. And let's do that. Let's take this over just a little bit more. Okay. Hope everybody can see me. Hey, folks, if you are looking to see what kind of messes I have behind me, I have a lot. Just got a lot, lot of messes here today. This is Sherman, and this is Lovin and Livin in Vegas, the show. Yeah. Um, it's going to change, folks. I mean, things are going to change tremendously here. I'm going to turn this around here because you probably don't want to see that blue light there in your face the whole time. Um, but so we have been planning on creating a show that's going to, it'll change a lot in the next couple of years. But I hope that you're excited about this as I am, because this has been the culmination of literally decades and decades of planning, and it's kind of a brainchild and exciting thing that we've been trying to get going here for a number of years. I'm Sherman Wright. I'm your host for Lovin and Livin in Vegas, the TV show, and we're going to come to you each and every day, about 8 o'clock to about 9 o'clock, and we're going to talk to you about the people, the places, the trends, the news in Las Vegas. And we're hot here, folks. We're hot here in Vegas. So you're gonna hear some cool stuff that I think you're probably not going to hear anyplace else. So I think that's probably one of the most coolest things. I hope you like my lighting so far. So far it's kind of overcast in Vegas right now. I went out riding. Many of you, if this may be the first time you're ever hearing the show or even seeing the show, sorry. Um, you probably know that I'm a cyclist. So I cycle, or you're going to find out that I cycle a lot. I cycle probably bicycles. So you can see my bike right over here. You can see the tire over my shoulder here. I cycle pretty much every day and have a great time. So I go out and ride, and uh, so this morning I did about 15 miles this morning, which I normally do. That's my normal routine. About 15 miles. Had a great time. Weather was spectacular. A little bit of overcast. Almost got hit by only one car this week, which was great. So, but the weather, it's a little overcast right now. I'm not going to turn on any more lights right now because I think it's going to be fine. So today, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about some cool stuff, especially stuff here in Vegas. I think you're going to really think is cool because we have, like I said, some of the most spectacular things that are going on in our valley, and it doesn't happen anyplace else. It really doesn't. But before we do that, I'm going to give you a little something about what we do in Lovin and Livin in Vegas. So Lovin and Livin in Vegas is a magazine, and what we do is we're actually going to be launching our first magazine January of 2022. Very excited about that. We've got a stellar lineup of articles, of guests, of features. One of the features is a guy named Russ. Russ Langer is the voice of the Las Vegas Aviators. We're going to be talking about the Aviators a little bit today, but Russ has been a part of the Aviators, which is a baseball team, our minor league. It's the Oakland A's minor league team. Russ has been a member of the Aviators for like 17, 18 years. I mean, he's been around a long time, and a good friend of mine, and I talked him into talking about some of the things that brought him to this point. So not only so that's going to be very cool. We also have articles from I don't know, a couple of lawyers, some doctors, one guy who's uh, uh, so I'm not gonna ruin the whole thing for you, but that's going to be very cool. So that's coming out January of 2022. If you would like to be a part of that magazine, if you'd like to be an advertiser, you know, you'd like to get your business in, just send me an email at Lovin and Livin in Vegas at gmail.com. That's Lovin without the G. Lovin and Livin in Vegas at gmail.com. And say, hey, Sherman, send me your rate sheet and we'll get you on it. It's very cool. So very excited about that. This weekend, we're actually going to be going to the Golden Tiki Bar. I know. The Golden Tiki Bar. You actually have to get reservations to go in the place. It's in Chinatown here in Las Vegas. And so we're going to be going there this weekend to have for their happy hour. So I think we're going to do it on Friday night. Don't quote me on that. I'll let you know by tomorrow. But the Golden Tiki Bar downtown, or excuse me, in Chinatown, this week, we're going there for happy hour. We're going to start doing happy hours. So very excited about that. What else? Well, let's do our first article. So Vegas is back, folks. One of the things that Vegas has been really suffering with, which a lot of, excuse me, can't see there, which a lot of towns have been suffering with, is getting back on track. Now, Vegas is a tourist town. I mean, we live, we die on tourism, and if we don't have tourists, it's tough. We also live or die on conventions. So our convention, we have some of the largest conventions in the world. As a matter of fact, the largest convention since 2020 is back in Vegas. And it's the Specialty Equipment Market Association show. And it's returning to the Las Vegas Convention Center after being canceled last year. It'll be the largest trade show in the Valley since 2020, of January of 2020. Car manufacturers and buyers have waited for nearly 2 years to be able to return to one of the largest trade shows in the nation. Now, this is, once again, this is not a small thing. Vegas lives or dies on tourism, trade, people coming here, casinos, and we're slowly coming out of this pandemic. This has been just agonizing to come out of this this pandemic. And we never, having trade shows in a town that lives and dies on trade shows and not having them means a lot. I mean, it really does. It means a lot. So we're very excited about that. There are going to be, oh, sorry about that, folks. Wow. A lot of people come to this. 1,300 exhibitors. Yeah, some cities have that many people in them. We have 1,300 vendors or exhibitors going to this show, and this is what we call SEMA. So SEMA show is back, folks, and we're so excited about that. So when is it going to be? Oh gosh, it was in August of last year. Wow, it's going to be cool. So this will bring about $275 million to our economy in Vegas. Pretty darn cool. I got to tell you, $275 million is nothing to sneeze about. And that's just in a couple of days. Just a couple of days. And that's going to give us a shot in the arm. As a matter of fact, there's another article that I'm going to skip ahead here, folks. Well, you don't know if we're skipping ahead, but we're skipping ahead to an article about Halloween and what Halloween has done to help our city. And this is pretty exciting stuff where, once again, we've been a part of, we've been destitute for a long time. I mean, just destitute here in Vegas, where we were shut down. Our governor Sisolak shut down the state basically June, July of last year, and no schools, no nothing. And literally, it just killed the entire economy. Sorry again, once, folks. I'm going to move over here a little bit. There we go. So Halloween, which we just celebrated like 2 days ago, gave a boost in the arm of businesses, of homeowners, everybody was just it was a big thing. It wasn't just a day where kids run around and just dress up. It was really an economic thing. Halloween 2020. This is an article by over their friends over at Channel 13 News. Halloween 2020 in Las Vegas was interrupted by the coronavirus. But Friday night at the downtown Container Park was busy as hundreds of people flocked to see the Las Vegas Academy and Mariachi Band, get candy from each of the local businesses, and then watch a free screening of Hocus Pocus. So the National Retail Federation says businesses missed out on roughly, get this, $1 billion in spending due to the pandemic. $1 billion. To put that in kind of perspective, folks, our economy for this country is a couple $1 trillion, okay, which is a lot more than $1 billion. But the pandemic itself just decimated a large swath of the economy. Now, there were some states that stayed open, and bless their hearts, they all stayed open, which is great, and they did a great job. But not here in the Silver State. Not here in Las Vegas. We were down. As a matter of fact, maybe I'll pick some pictures at some point. I'll put them on our Facebook page of what Fremont Street looked like, what the Strip looked like during the pandemic. I mean, I took, and a couple of us guys went down there. We were riding our bikes. Once again, here's my bike over here in the corner. Took a ride down to Fremont Street, and it was like a ghost town during the pandemic. And it was, I never want to see that ever again in life, ever. That's how much of an impact it had on our town. We rode from Fremont Street all the way down Fremont Street, up and down the street, no cars, everybody's gone, all the businesses are closed. Once again, it's an eerie sight. We rode up Las Vegas Boulevard, no cars. We rode all the way the entire strip. And I think there might have been 1 or 2 cars that we saw on the road during that particular ride. There were more bicyclists during that time. It really was. And so I took pictures of it. I'll have to put it up. We'll put it up on our Facebook page. We'll put it on Instagram of what it looked like. But Halloween came, and I'll tell you, it just made everybody smile. It really did. Because it just gave a boost. Wow. So the National Retail Federation anticipated Halloween spending would reach a record $10 million in 2021. Yay! Right? It's awesome. I mean, that's just an awesome thing to be a part of. And thank you everybody who's a part of that whole Halloween thing. So once again, this is Sherman Ray, and this is the Lovin and Livin in Vegas show. We're going to come to you each and every day. We really are. I'm really excited about this. If you'd like to get a hold of us, just send us an email at lovinandlivininvegas@gmail.com. It's lovinandlivininvegas@gmail.com. And we're going to have a magazine that's going to be coming out January of 2022. We'll also have a podcast that's going to be coming out. The podcast is actually going to be coming out quicker than the email, or excuse me, the magazine, but you can be a part of that. We will actually, this show that you're seeing right now, will probably, we're going to expand it quite a bit because we'll be bringing on guests and, that interviews, that kind of stuff. We'll go on location. So I'm very excited about that. That you get to be a part of that. And once again, this has been something we've been wanting to do for many, many years. Just never got around to it. I was kind of busy. Tell you, so some people were asking, where did the name Lovin and Livin in Vegas come from? Well, I'll tell you. I used to sing for a band called the Platters. Years ago, guys. I'm a young guy, but I'm not young now. But years ago, I sang for the Platters, and this is like in the '80s, so it was a long time ago. It's quite a number of years ago, and I recorded a song called "Lovin and Livin in Vegas." Okay, it's my license plate, LV LVN LV, And I always thought, boy, this would be such a great, a great thing to have as a TV show, because I think it just sounds cool, Lovin' and Livin' in Vegas. Since I sang the song, it was going to be the state song, the city song for Las Vegas. I thought, you know what? I produced a TV show called Las Vegas Speaks, and I thought, boy, it would have been cool if we could have called it Lovin' and Livin' in Vegas. And when we finished the production of Las Vegas Speaks, I thought, boy, if I don't do it now, we'll never get to do it. So we started a business, S-Ray Media Group, LLC. We're doing business as Lovin' and Livin' in Vegas. And so we started Lovin' and Livin' in Vegas. So it's there. You can see the little logo down here in the corner of the screen. And it's a reality now. So it's going to be a magazine, TV show, podcast. And this is something I will spend, a long, long time. You can see the logo up here in the corner up here too. I got Lovin' and Livin' all over the place. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing that we're a part of. So magazine comes out March 2022, January of 2022, full of articles and pretty cool stuff that we're going to be a part of. Anyways, there was an article about, a cool thing happened this week. And actually, the El Cortez Hotel is going to celebrate 80 years in downtown Las Vegas. 80 years, folks. This is no joke. This is pretty cool stuff. On Saturday, El Cortez is going to celebrate their birthday, 80 years. It's the oldest continuously operating hotel and casino in Vegas. First opened in 1941, before the U.S. got involved in World War II. With a storied history, Bugsy Siegel was the owner of it at one time. For about a year, he owned it. And then it was bought by the, who owned it after that? I just had the guy's name in my head. Forgot the guy's name now. Very famous guy. But Saturday, November 6th, Mayor Carolyn Goodman is going to unveil a proclamation, say a bunch of cool things. They're going to shoot off fireworks. This is pretty cool. 80 years is a tremendous accomplishment. We in Vegas, and we're not doing it anymore, but what we've been famous for is blowing up stuff. We just blow up. The Stardust was blown up. The El Rancho was blown up. The Landmark. What else? There's the Silver Nugget. Anything that's on the Strip basically was not there, 10 years ago. Everything else that was there, they just blew it up, imploded it, and then built something over it. El Cortez, what was it? They had a $25 million upgrade. This place is not going anyplace. It's it's on off Fremont Street. I think it's on 6th Street or 7th Street, that place has been there a long time. It's a little moneymaker. As a matter of fact, the El Cortez, if you are a pilot, they have a route called the Cortez route. Okay, this is a little trivia for those of you who are into trivia. The El Cortez is a landmark in Las Vegas. If you're a pilot, there's always landmarks in every town. There could be a Bank of America building. There could be this, blah, blah, mountains, towers. In Las Vegas, the El Cortez is a route. It's a marker on the route, flying route in Vegas, and it's called the Cortez route. So if you go out of Vegas and you're coming back, they say, okay, take the Cortez route to get to a certain marker, then turn right, and it'll put you on a path towards the runway, that kind of thing. That's how old this place is, and that's how significant the El Cortez is. So congratulations, 80 years old. That's pretty cool. They're going to have a 10-minute display of fireworks, which will be very, very cool. And you'll be able to check that out. I'm pretty excited about that. Um, the Day of the Dead. So, the Day of the Dead, for those of you who don't know what Day of the Dead is, um, in Mexico, um, they so we have a huge Hispanic population here in Las Vegas. So it's probably I think the Hispanic community is the largest minority community here in Las Vegas. So the Hispanic community is celebrating. It's called De las Muertas, uh, Dio de las Muertas. So Dio de los Muertos. Excuse me. To mark the Day of the Dead, or the a 2-night event beginning in Clark County on the 20th annual Life in Death Festival. It's the biggest event at the Winchester Dondero Cultural Center each year, with about 5,000 to 7,000 attendees each night. It's huge. So celebrating Mexican culture. This ought to be pretty cool. I mean, we have a huge Hispanic influence here in the Valley, Nevada. See, so this is something you want to see. This, it's a spectacle. There's no doubt. For some people, it might be a little queasy. Okay, I'm gonna warn you right now. Even for Las Vegas, seeing people celebrating the dead is probably a little, something. But it's part of Mexican culture, or at least culture that they celebrate here in Las Vegas. So, go for it. That's pretty cool stuff. They're gonna have music, dancing. Gosh. So this could. So let me read a little bit of what this article says here. Marigolds, bright orange flowers lead to the altar. So there's going to be an altar there, put together by Consuela Sanchez with the Clark County Law Foundation to honor family members, friends, and former judges. There'll be candles next to the pictures to help guide them back, as well as food. So, so there's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, if for those of you who don't know much about Mexican culture, a lot of symbolism, a lot of tradition, a lot of legacy stuff. So things that we here in the United States probably don't necessarily, put much stock in. Other countries do, and when you have such a huge Mexican influence here in Las Vegas, naturally that kind of comes with it. So very cool. Matter of fact, that's why we'll be going to the Tiki. We'll be going to the Tiki Bar this week. I'm very excited about that because my wife, I have a brother-in-law. His name is Bernard. We call him Bern, and his band, which is called Osmosis, is playing on the other side of town. Gosh, where's it playing at? I got to figure that out. I got to find it. I'll find it by the end of the show. But they're playing on Thursday. So we're going to go see his band on Thursday. And then we're going to go to the Tiki Bar on Friday. So it should be very cool. It should be a very fun pack because we have to have the influence. We have to have that cultural influence, that Tiki Bar thing. So I love the whole Tiki thing. And I think it's a pretty cool thing. We mentioned earlier that the Las Vegas Aviators, that their guy, Russ Langer, who's a friend of mine, is going to be in our magazine, which is coming out in January. And that the Las Vegas Aviators are the farm league team for the Oakland A's. Now there's speculation here, folks. Speculation that the A's are thinking about moving out of Oakland, kind of like how the Raiders did. So those of you who don't know it, the Oakland A's did move out of the Raiders moved out of Oakland and are now here, and they're the Las Vegas Raiders, and they're doing much better. They really are. They did a great job. As a matter of fact, they won this weekend. Woo-hoo! We'll talk about that a little later. But the Aviators are doing a survey because there is speculation that the A's are thinking about coming here. Would that be cool? Now, here's a history of Las Vegas in sports. I've been here since the early 60s. Okay, so I've been here a long time, and we've always wanted to have a team. The only team we had was UNLV, right? High school football, and the Stars. Okay, they were called the Stars in those days, or the 51s, and they were a minor league baseball team. Okay, we've had those for years. Well, Carolyn Goodman and a lot of other people have been, Carolyn Goodman, who's the mayor, have been trying as best they can to bring a pro team here. And we've had teams come and go and just don't seem to work. We've had a football team, we had the Wranglers, we had this guy, the Posse, we've had all kinds of teams come here. None of them have worked until the Raiders finally said, we are going to come to Vegas. Okay. When the Raiders said we're coming to Vegas, literally within 30 days, we had the Las Vegas Golden Knights, or the Vegas Golden Knights. We have the Las Vegas Aces, okay, which is our women's basketball team. We've got then the Aviators moved from downtown to Summerlin, and they got a brand new sports complex. We've got sports complexes all over the place. The Vegas Golden Knights not just only have the professional hockey team, but they brought a minor league team, and they're in Henderson. One team is in Henderson, who are the Silver Knights, and then the Vegas Golden Knights are in Summerlin. I'll tell you, and they all converge over T-Mobile, the stadium right off the strip. It's a free for all. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened. So right now in Vegas, we are a sports town, and now it's like what do you call it? It's like piranha. It's like a feeding frenzy. Who is going to be the next team that's going to come to Vegas? Who is it? Okay, I've got a friend of mine. As a matter of fact, we've actually had. I digress, because we've got two other basketball teams or leagues that are actually starting here already. We got the ABA that just started. So we have the American Basketball Association just started. We also have the women's basketball. Okay, we have the WNBA, which the Aces are a part of, but there's also the Women's Basketball Association, the WBA, that just had their championship. I interviewed the coach for that, the owner of it. His name is Ronnie Thomas. I interviewed him for another TV show just about a month ago. They officially are the only team in the state's history that has won a championship. And that just happened. Now we've got the A's and the A's have been circling Vegas. They've been circling. It's just crazy. This is very cool. This is why we love living in Vegas. We love it here, because now we've got this sports thing going on, and right now the A's are circling. They're circling Vegas because we just built a stadium for the Raiders, stadium for the Aviators, with stadium for the Vegas Golden Knights, stadium for the Silver Knights, the Las Vegas Lights, which is a soccer team, which I didn't even mention. They're a professional soccer team. Are down at Cashman Field, which has been around forever, but they're probably getting an upgrade for that. And the A's are going, well, you know what? Until you guys get this sports complex for us, we could play at your Aviators sports complex, because the Las Vegas ballpark is state of the art. Oh, it is no joke. It's pista resistance. It is beautiful out there. A lot of teams are thinking, man, we could have all kinds of things going on there, because that ballpark is just sweet. It's in Summerlin. It's right out near the Red Rock Casino. It's just beautiful out there. It really is. I lived out in the Summerlin area where the Red Rock Casino is now before all that was there. Before all that was there, we were the first housing development that was out at that end of the town, and we watched all that being built. I mean, it's just it's staggering that some, and we always knew that that area could support a professional team. And now the A's are going, guys, this might be it. So let's. I know I digress. I got off topic here. The Las Vegas Aviators just did a survey. Here's a survey. They're asking their fan base to speak up about a possible relocation of its parent team, Oakland A's, to the Las Vegas Valley. This is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer, folks. A's, we open the door for you. We open the door for you with open arms, and we say, come on in, A's. You can be a part of Las Vegas. Why not? In an email that went out early Monday afternoon, the Aviators told fans it's working with a third-party company to conduct a market survey to determine demand for a Major League Baseball team and new ballpark in Vegas. Okay, and there's the survey. As a matter of fact, we'll post a link to this survey. This only takes a couple minutes to fill out the survey. There's a note. It says, please note that no decision about the potential relocation of the A's or the construction of a new ballpark in Las Vegas has been made. So don't get excited, folks. But it's going to happen. Just, you heard it here first, folks. It's probably going to happen. We'll leave a link to it on our website at Lovin and Livin in Vegas.com, and you can check it out. I'm pretty excited about that. What else is going on? Okay, you know what? This being our first show, we're probably going to end a little early today, but I wanted to make sure we got this going. I really wanted to, folks. If you can tell, I probably can talk a lot. Our new show, when we format our new show, it will not have. We'll have some breaks in it. We'll have some, mirth and merriment, because that's really what Vegas is all about. It's all about love. It's all about fun. It's all about having a great time. And so then, when we launch the show, as you'll see as we progress in the show, it will change tremendously, and you'll dig it. So don't worry about it. Won't be as much talk. Well, there'll be a lot of talking, but there'll be a lot more segments where we'll, show people and interviews, that kind of stuff. There's actually a real estate auction going on today, folks. So if you are going to, I hope you don't miss it. The property is the largest property put up for auction maybe ever. And it's and it has some well-known tenants. The Beltway Business Park is ready for bidders tomorrow. So the Beltway, okay, so this, I'm pretty much guaranteeing that this is on the south side of the valley, southwest side of the valley. $150 million at the lowest price, okay? And it'll just go up there. It'll just go up from there. It's going to be 355 acres of land, and some big name tenants like Switch, NV Energy. And so you've already got people that are there. So NV Energy is already there. Switch is already there. So you've already got some built-in tenants that are there. So this could be, so if you want to get in on the bid, there's $100,000 deposit, and show proof that you can actually make that kind of investment, because it's going to cost you it'll probably go for about $155. Okay, $155 million for this piece of property. In Vegas, that is significant amount of money, but it is nothing compared to what you would pay if you were in, let's say, New York or something like that. New York, those prices are dime a dozen. So, but that's for Beltway property, and you really can't beat those prices. Once again, we're gonna do a couple more. Let's see what time it is here. Yeah, we're gonna end in just a minute. So downtown Summerlin is already starting Christmas, folks. So for those of you who love Summerlin, and I do, The people used to call us Snobberlin. I don't know why they call us Snobberlin, because there's just as many hometown folks in Summerlin as there are any place else in the valley. Downtown Summerlin will be rocking the holidays with Santa, ice skating, parades, and more. On November 12th, Santa will be making his arrival along the opening of the rock rink located on the lawn and presented by Live Nation. So they're going to have a parade. They're going to have all kinds of cool stuff. So some people think, well, you're starting Christmas too early. This is Vegas. Christmas is all year long. It's year round. We celebrate fun stuff here all the time. We just finished with EDC, which is Electric Daisy Carnival. This place is rocking all the time. So it's Christmas. They start Christmas in June. And for all, it would fit in just perfectly with Las Vegas. So following weekend kickoffs will return of the parade, which will take place every Friday and Saturday evening, 6 p.m. from November 19th through December 18th. There you go. So Summerlin, downtown Summerlin. So many of you know where downtown Summerlin. If you just take Sahara, just keep going. Sahara going west. Before you hit the Beltway, it's on the right-hand side. Okay. If you're taking the Beltway, it is basically on the west side of the valley, and Beltway, 215 Beltway, and Sahara. Okay, it's right there. Just get off on Sahara and head a little bit to your east, and you'll run right into downtown Summerlin. So they're doing that. The last story here, folks, is a sandwich shop. It's a small sandwich shop called Ike's, and Ike's is giving away. I didn't know this. That it is National Sandwich. It's National Sandwich. Oops, sorry. Something went wrong with that one. Ike's is giving away sandwiches. Let's see if I can get this to come back up. It's giving away free food and drinks to celebrate National Sandwich Day. So this is a pretty cool story. National Sandwich Day is today. Okay. Is it today? Let me make sure. What's today? No, it's the 3rd. So it's tomorrow. To celebrate National Sandwich Day, which is November 3rd, which is tomorrow, Ike's Love and Sandwiches is going to give away 1,400 free sandwich vouchers. Okay. I'm going. I'm going down there, folks. Ike's Rewards members can find their prize on the website and free Ike's app. Continuing the celebration on November 4th, Ike's will be giving away free drink with purchase on the 5th, free chips, and on the 6th and 7th, free delivery. You can't beat that. Come on. That's a great story. So Ike's is they didn't show where Ike's is at. Okay, I'm gonna have to find out where Ike's is at because I'm going. So you can go online. Once again, we will link to Ike's page because I think this is pretty cool that this guy is going to do that for National Sandwich Day. I didn't know there was National Sandwich Day. Many of you know that I actually owned a coffee shop just recently. Recently got rid of it. 2019, as a matter of fact, right before the crash of 2020 happened, and we did sandwiches every day, all day long. So I'm really well aware of sandwiches and how cool they are and that kind of stuff. So once again, folks, the magazine for Lovin and Livin in Vegas magazine is coming out January 2022. Very excited about that. If you would like a free digital copy of it, all you got to do is write us. Okay, the digital copy is free. We'll come out with a print copy probably in a couple more months. But right now, the digital copy is free. You can actually have a copy of the digital copy free. All you have to do is write to us at Lovin and Livin in Vegas at gmail.com. That's Lovin, no G. Lovin and Livin in Vegas at gmail.com. And say, hey, Sherman, I'd like a free digital copy. We'll get that to you when it comes out. You get on our mailing list, send you updates on things, which will be very cool. If you'd like to advertise in the magazine, once again, just send us an email and say, Sherman, we'd like to advertise in the magazine. This is going to have a huge reach, so it'll hit all of Vegas, which will be great. Very excited about that. People want to know about Vegas. They want to know what's going on. They want to know who, what, where, when, how, the latest, the greatest. And you can find it here at Lovin and Livin in Vegas on our website, on the show here that we're going to be that we just launched today, folks. Before this, we were actually just doing a podcast, but I really felt that we needed to get out. We need to get going. We need to get these things flying out here. So you can go to our website where you can find the links. You can go to our Facebook page. We're updating that all the time. This weekend, once again, we are going to the Golden Tiki Bar. Okay, the Golden Tiki Bar. We're going to it probably Friday. Don't quote me on that. We will update you on that tomorrow, and we'll give you exactly when we're going to be there. If you want to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, of course. Subscribe to our page. I really subscribe. Do it right now. Just hit that little subscribe button. Go, I want to subscribe to Lovin and Livin in Vegas. And every time we post a new show, it'll give you an update, which will be cool. All right. So you'll be in the know. You get to tell. And if you want, share this with all your friends. Hey, share it with your friends. Why not? Don't be stingy. Share us so we can share the love of Lovin and Livin in Vegas. I'm your host, Sherman Wright, publisher of Lovin and Livin in Vegas magazine. We will see you again tomorrow, Pacific Standard Time, 8:00 for Lovin and Livin in Vegas show. And we'll talk more about all the cool stuff that is going on. Once again, this has been Sherman Ray, the publisher of Lovin and Livin in Vegas. Thank you so much, folks, for being a part of the show. We will see you again tomorrow, 8:00 Pacific Standard Time. Bye-bye.